Good morning, everybody. Happy Diwali to you all. May we be able to meditate upon the glorious form of Sri Rama, this divine incarnation of the Absolute, the life that he lived, the essence that he has, the sheer goodness that spreads simply thinking about him, let alone repeating his name or chanting his name. So today, suddenly, there was a intention in me to share about the one pointed nature of the mind, a concentrated mind, and the importance of a concentrated mind in the life, in the spiritual life. We, all of us, most of us who begin their spiritual journey, most of us begin from the path of knowledge, which is Jnana Marg. And on this path, we come across people like Sadhguru, Osho, Jiddu Krishnamurti, UG Krishnamurti. Then we are led to people like Ramana Maharshi, Nisargadatta Maharaj. And we read Ashtavakra Gita, Yoga Vasishtha. And the fundamental thing that we come across whilst reading is that we are not what we take ourselves to be. We listen to pronouncements like Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Soham, and things like that. And we begin to feel that we've understood all of it. We begin to have a very lazy outlook towards spirituality, and we feel that, oh, we've understood it. We read a sutra from the Ashtavakra Gita, and we tell ourselves that we have intellectually grasped it and we have understood it. And what is really happening in that process? In that process, you are getting, as I saw in myself, a false sense of confidence. And to call it a false sense of confidence is also going to be wrong, because it is much more than that. It goes so deeper inside us. We read a sutra, we feel that we've understood it, and we, for 15 or 20 minutes, we feel very blissful. And after that, we become the same person that we were, full of lust, full of anger, full of greed. Our mind cannot stop. It jumps from one branch to another like a monkey. And just a few moments ago, you thought that you were an Ashtavakra, that you were the next big teacher on the market. But suddenly you see yourself and the misery that is going on inside you. Now, what is the major cause of it? The major cause of it could be found if you think about the 8 limbs of the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Patanjali's most famous work, which is the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, he talks about the 8 processes that leads an individual to the highest goal, which is samadhi. Samadhi is the highest goal because in that all the mental modifications have ceased. One completely thrashes this notion or this illusion of individuality. Suddenly there is no world anymore, because this world was being created by the mind. Now, when you've seen that the mind is the house of all illusions, then the world that it has created has also ceased, and you become free like a child. You're looking at a flower, but you don't know that you're looking at a flower. You become so free. That is why it is the highest goal. And according to Patanjali, meditation cannot happen without concentration. Meditation cannot happen without a one pointed mind. If you think that you're able to meditate, then without without developing the capacity to concentrate, then spirituality in your life is just another fancy. It's just another fantasy. The idea of enlightenment is just a fantasy that you contact every now and then to make yourself good about yourself. Your life is full of misery. If our life is full of greed, and at the end of the day, we pick up a book, we read something, and we feel good again. It's like it's not much different from consuming alcohol or taking drugs. It is very similar. So we don't want spirituality to be similar to the processes that consumes the world. Going to a bar, going to these various places of enjoyments. We don't want spirituality to be like that, because spirituality is something, उसमें एक ठोस तत्व है. Spirituality एक ठोस चीज है. It is a very 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 strong force. It has a force to liberate. It is a force that has the capacity to liberate you from all your problems. But alcohol, drugs, and things like those cannot liberate you from your problems. They only make your problems deeper. So we don't want spirituality to do the same thing. But currently, spirituality is doing the same thing, because in this yuga, this Kali Yuga, this 21st century, the mind has become so fragmented. The mind has become so, what do you call it? It has become very strange. It has become very illusory. It has become something that you cannot really trust. Hmm? So today, I want to talk about this one-pointed nature of the mind, because without this one-pointedness, you cannot be able to go deeper. You must have heard people say that when I was preparing for that movie, I was totally consumed in it. I was totally consumed in that character. And because I was consumed in that character so much, I could produce the performance that I produced, which gave me all these awards and this much recognition. So, what do we see here? Without being consumed in this whole thing, you cannot go further into it, you cannot go deeper into it. And without going deeper into spirituality, why are you even bothering to come on this path? So when I say you, I'm also including myself. So please forgive me if you think that I'm doing a lot of you without saying me. I'm a firm believer in the words of Kabir Das, especially his Doha, बुरा जो देखन मैं चला बुरा न मिलिया कोई जो मनापन देखिए मुझसे बुरा न कोई. I tried to look for faults in everybody in the world. I could not find fault in anybody. And as soon as I saw myself, I saw that all the faults was lying within myself. So forgive me if you think like that. So yeah, there's a book from Swami Rama. Now Swami Rama is not Sri Rama. Sri Rama is the great Lord of Ayodhya, the person I revere the most in the whole field of spirituality after going through everything, Yoga, Vashishta, Ashtavakra Gita, everything that I have gone through. There is nothing more important to me than the name of Sri Rama, because the intensity that I feel that is there in this name, the power that it holds. Oh, and only recently I have been able to go deeper and deeper into this phenomenon of his name. So yeah, Swami Rama is different from Sri Rama. Swami Rama is a yogi from the 20th century. The famous story about Swami Rama that is known by many people is that once some Western photographers were traveling in the Himalayas, and they came inside a cave and they saw a yogi sitting in the lotus posture, completely still, almost like a stone, and there were crocodiles surrounding him. There were so many crocodiles that were around him. You can find that picture on Google, Swami Rama crocodiles. If you type, you will find it. And he was just meditating, and all the crocodiles were enjoying the peace that was flowing from this tremendous yogi. So he has written something upon the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. The name of the book is Samyama. This is the book, Samyama. And now we will read from the sixth step in the process of 8 steps that Patanjali talks about. The sixth step is Dharana. So I'll just briefly tell the 8 processes. First is Yama, second is Niyam, third is Asana, fourth is Pranayam, fifth is Pratyahar, sixth is Dharana, seventh is Dhyana, and the last is Samadhi. So now we'll read something from Dharana. According to the first sutra of Vibhuti-pada, for concentration you need to keep the mind within a limited area, and you have to have an object of concentration on which to focus. In addition, you must have a method to help you focus your mind. Patanjali is talking about concentration within that can lead you to a state of meditation. He says for concentration, you need to keep the mind within a limited area. The mind has to be kept in a limited area. Right now, the mind has become limitless. There are so many objects, so many impulses that are taking you towards multiple places. Your mind is so scattered, it is absolutely and wholly scattered. Its nature is to be scattered, but right now the level of scattering that is there is tremendous. So here Swami Rama is telling us through the words of Patanjali that you have to keep the mind within a limited area, because as long as it is not in that limited area, it is going to jump from one place to another, and all your life is going to be consumed by this movement, and you're going to be frustrated inside, because all individuals, all organisms are looking for just one thing. Whether it is a human being, whether it is an animal or a plant, everybody is looking for the state of homeostasis, a state in which one is relaxed, one is quiet. Even when you're feverishly chasing an object of desire, what you're really seeking is this process or this stage of homeostasis. You might not know it, but that is the thing that you're seeking, to be relaxed, to be free of desire for some time, to be absolutely contented, at least for a second. But the approach is all wrong, because the approach is such. Just a minute. Somebody keeps coming in. So to have the mind in the limited field. So if you keep bringing your mind more and more and more towards the center, you will become a different person altogether. So we'll read further and we'll go further into it. So you understand what I'm trying to say by bringing the mind within a limited area, and you have to have an object of, and there has to be an object of concentration. You cannot bring the mind towards a limited area until you have a object on which to concentrate. If you have a name like the name of Sri Rama, if you do tratak, in which you focus on a certain point or a flame, until you have an object on which to concentrate, your mind can never really narrow down. Your mind cannot stop its movements towards the various places it moves towards until you have an object to concentrate. So find an object to concentrate. You must have an object. There must be something that your mind must be totally devoted towards, and whatever your mind is totally devoted towards, spend a year or two to fix yourself and concentrate yourself on the point where you feel the most devotion towards. It can be an idea, it can be this pronouncement Tattvamasi or Aham Brahmasmi or anything. But what I would suggest is to concentrate on any of the divine incarnations, because to focus the mind in a divine incarnation like Rama or Krishna, it is not just an ordinary thing. It is not something that you're doing out of what do you say, out of childishness. There is something very deep about it. So yeah, it has to have something. Patanjali is talking about concentration within that can lead you to a state of meditation. Concentration on any external object is not to be confused with dharana. For example, if you concentrate on an object of negativity or worry, that is not dharana. In the external world, you can look at an object with a fully concentrated mind, but you cannot know anything merely by concentration. However, you can do things in the external world more accurately if your mind is concentrated. For example, accountants use concentration when they're doing accounting work. A lover is spontaneously concentrated towards the beloved. You have learned to concentrate your mind on external things, but you have not learned how to make your mind inwardly one-pointed. You have known something about the external world, but you're still a stranger to yourself. Here, Swami Rama is making a differentiation. This concentration that we do whilst we are studying or whilst we are doing the external works is not really dharana. Although concentration is something that has the capacity to, unlock our potential, not just in the internal world, but also in the outside world. If we have this power of concentration, we can crack the exam that we're preparing for, and all these things can happen. But the ultimate aim of concentration is to look upon oneself, to withdraw oneself from all the various places we have subscribed to and bring it to a center. And it's because we want to bring it to a center because we want to make good use of this life that Lord has given us. We want to take it to a higher place, and we cannot take it to a higher place if we are scattered. So you've known something about the external world, but you're still a stranger to yourself. To study your internal being, first of all, you'll have to learn internal concentration or antarmukha. The greatest obstacle in the path of self-realization is the lack of concentration. Now, it's not saying that the great obstacle to the path of self-realization is concentration. It's saying the greatest obstacle in the path of self-realization is the lack of concentration. Because you do not know the art of concentration, spiritual life is just another fancy. Because it prevents you from seeing things as they are. If you do not have a concentrated mind, you'll see things as the mind shows you. And the mind is always combining, and it has a certain permutation that you cannot see the same things as it is. For example, there's an object in front of you. Today you're looking at at it in a certain manner because of the certain emotion that is going on in you. You're looking at that person in a loving manner. Tomorrow in an angry manner. Today you're saying he's the best person in the world. Tomorrow you're saying it's the worst person in the world. So you cannot look upon things as they are until your mind is concentrated, until your mind has become one pointed. You cannot watch the capacity of your mind, and there is no way to measure your progress if you have not learned how to concentrate. In concentration, you consciously allow your mind to float towards one direction. So today, that is all I'm going to talk about. Tomorrow, I'm going to go further into it. There is so much to talk about this, but fundamentally and essentially, we must know. And this is the person who is speaking, has been a strict follower of Advaita Vedanta. Not a strict follower, a devoted. What do you call it? I've been very interested in all of this. I have read everything, but I've seen the importance of concentration only very recently. I thought that I understood everything. I thought that I was this great scholar, but all of this vanished when I saw that despite all these readings, my mind is still very active. My mind is still taking me towards these vicious objects of sense pleasure. Then slowly and steadily, not me, so slowly and steadily in my life came this great devotion. How it happened, why it happened, I don't know. But after it happened, I'm seeing the importance of it, the importance of a concentrated mind, the importance of a concentrated mind. It must be concentrated, or else. And see it for yourself. My everything that I'm saying, everything that I'm doing, is not to hand down a belief to people I know, to people who are listening to this video. All of this is being done so that you can try it out for yourself. And in your lives, you've seen when you're playing football, what is happening? Your mind is totally concentrated in playing football. That is why you feel so much joy. Imagine playing football with all the tension and everything. You're thinking about this, that. You cannot play football, you cannot enjoy it. But if your mind is concentrated, you begin to enjoy it. You go to a cinema hall, you feel so happy, so relaxed, so enthusiastic because for the 3 hours you're sitting there, your mind is concentrated. You're not thinking about anything else. You only think about the character that is in front of you, the movie that is in front of you. Similarly, in spiritual life, if your mind becomes concentrated, you'll become free of so many problems. Problems, not just problems of the life in which you're currently living, as Shikhar or whatever you are, but problems from multiple lifetimes. Because in our unconscious is stored millions of impressions, and these millions of impressions have tremendous intensity, and you have to slow it down. Either you do it right now or you postpone it, but it has to be done. Just like an assignment that a teacher gives you, it is better to do it as soon as the teacher gives it to you. If you postpone it, that thing stays with you. It creates tension, it creates trouble. You cannot sleep very peacefully because it is there in the back of your mind. And eventually, after 2 or 3 months, you have to submit it. So for the 2 or 3 months, you are thinking about it, not doing it. And after 3 months, you're submitting it, you're getting less marks also. And it's not a good process. Rather, the teacher gives you the assignment, you do it, and you become free for the next 2 months. And you also get good marks. You also become happy. Your mind becomes uncluttered. Begin to unclutter your mind, dear friends. Begin to unclutter your mind, dear me. Namaste. May we all think about the glorious form of Sri Rama. Happy Diwali.